All right, guys, welcome back to another video. So this is Let's Code Part 1. Does that sound cringy at all? Now that I said it, I had it in my head, but now that I said it, it kind of sounds cringy. So I might just scrap that name, so ignore that. But yeah, so this video is a little bit different than my everyday coding journey videos that I do. I decided, every few weeks I'm gonna drop a tutorial style video of me just building random stuff. So if you guys want to follow along, you can. If you guys want to watch, you can as well. So yeah, in this video we'll be creating a to-do list with Firebase, Typescript, Tailwind, Vite, Material UI. So yeah, let's get started, man. So like I said, if you guys want to follow along, you can. I already made this already, so I got the GitHub open on my other monitor. So if you see me looking back and forth, because I'm not trying to figure all this stuff out again. I spent 5 hours last night trying to figure out these TypeScript errors, so I'm not trying to do that again. But so yeah, I'll be looking at this, and like I said, everything seems to work, so let's get started. All right, so I got a fresh project here, and first thing we're gonna do is install Vite. Let's go over to get started, and I use npm, and I'm gonna go ahead and install this. So you press enter, and if you want the project to be in the same folder that you're already in, there's a little trick that you can do. You can press dot for the project name, and when you do that, it makes it inside of the folder that you're already in, so that way you don't have to cd to the other folder. So I'm going to use React, and then we're going to use TypeScript, and now we're already in our project. So I don't know if this happens to everyone, but whenever I make a application with Vite, I have to do a npm install. It's only with Vite. Like when I make when I use Next.js and create React app, I don't have to do that, but it's only with Vite for some reason. So while that's installing, we can go ahead and clear out some of the stuff we don't need. It's not much. It's not like create React app where you gotta take 30 minutes to clear everything. So we're going to remove everything in the app CSS. We can actually probably get rid of the app CSS. Oh, not rename it. Yeah, we can actually get rid of it just to make our folders a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the app CSS. Inside of the app TSX, I'm going to select all and delete, and just do a RAFE. If you guys don't know what the command I just did is, a extension to get that command. I forgot what it was. I think it's ES7 React Redux React Native snippets. So download that if you want to get that little snippet that I just did. So inside of the index CSS, I'm going to delete everything as well. In the main TSX, I'm not going to touch anything in there. So our node is complete, and don't need that. Get rid of that. All right, so Vite is complete. So now let's go ahead and go install Tailwind. So I'm gonna do Vite Tailwind, and I'm going to install this. So there's one thing that I want to say about this. So make sure that you're installing Tailwind CSS with Vite, because when I first did this, I went to just the Tailwind site, and it kind of like screwed me up a little bit. It wasn't working. So I just went here to the docs, or I went to get started. So yeah, this is totally different. So as you can see, this is just get started with Tailwind. So you want to go here to install Tailwind CSS with Vite. So we don't need to do the first thing. We gotta go skip to the second one. Go ahead and take that and install everything with that. Paste. All right, that's gonna take a little bit. So while that's happening, go back to our exit out Vite, and we're gonna copy all of this, and inside of our Tailwind config, so it should make a post CSS config and a Tailwind config JSS. So So we're gonna go ahead and paste everything in here. So now Tailwind is installed and it should work. Actually, we're missing one step, so we gotta copy these inside of our index.css. Paste that in there. So now our Tailwind is installed. So to test, let's do an npm run dev. So with Vite, Next.js, you gotta do npm run dev and not npm start. So that's another little thing that kind of screwed me up at one point. I was like, why is this not working? So and also with Vite, it's localhost 5173. I don't know if this is different for everybody, but it's not localhost 3000. So we got our app, and let's see if Tailwind is installed. Let's do a class name, and let's do a text of red 600. So there we go. Tailwind is successfully installed. All right, so that's that. So we can exit out of that. Keep this open for now. And let's see what else we're gonna do. We're gonna do so we already got Typescript, we got Tailwind, we got Vite. Firebase is gonna come after, we style it and get everything in position. I think next is Material UI, but we're just using the icons from here, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal. But we can go ahead and open it up, I guess, and I guess we can just install it. So let's go ahead. I think you just search up icons on here. And I like Material UI icons over React icons because you can actually style them. And can't really style React icons. Like you can't even change the color. I don't think so. These are way better in my opinion. So I don't know what I'm about to search. So we're just gonna copy this and let's get out of this. Okay. My command wasn't working. All right, so let's install that. And I guess we can just keep it open for now. And then we can just start. So like I said, I already created this project, so I'll be looking at my other monitor just so I don't have to just make this video 10 hours long. Like I said, I spent a long time trying to figure out TypeScript errors last night. So you can ignore these errors here. There's actually a way to get rid of these, well, to like not show the errors, but I forgot. It's something you have to do in your settings, but you could just ignore them. It's not messing up anything. So Material UI is almost complete. Is it done? It says completed. Let's wait for a little bit. And I guess we're gonna start here in the app. I guess we can start probably get rid of this, delete that in the assets, move that to trash. Okay, so our Material UI is done. Let's go ahead and npm run dev again. All right, so we already got it open. And dude, Vite is so fast, man. It's crazy how fast Vite is. So inside of the assets, we're gonna make a components folder. Like splitting up my components. So I'm gonna do a components, and inside of this component, I'm gonna make a form.tsx. And wait, I got it inside assets, not inside assets, inside source. What am I doing? I was wondering, I'm like, hold on, that's not supposed to be like that. All right, so we got form, and then we're gonna do a to-do.tsx, and we're gonna do a Firebase.tsx. Firebase.tsx. So this is where we're gonna put all our Firebase config. This isn't You probably don't have to do it this way. You can do it like outside of the source folder and probably just do a firebase.ts for this TypeScript. It's not taking any JSX, so you really don't need it, but just for aesthetic and just so I can look nice, I always just put the TSX, because it just looks weird when you got all TSX and you got that one TS file. I don't know, just my opinion. But so let's go to the app, and this is where we're going to start at. Okay, so first things first, let's start styling everything. Let's get rid of that. And I don't think we need any imports right now. First thing we're gonna do is do a div. If my JSX work, there we go. All right, so we're gonna do a div, and this is gonna have a class name. My autocompletes isn't working. Computer's going so slow, it's like hard to catch up. We're gonna do a height of screen. So what this is basically a height of 100 view height. So it's like the viewport of the screen, and then we're gonna do a W screen, which is basically 100% view width. And then we're gonna do a P of 4, which is padding 4. I don't know what is. So it's a pattern of 1 rem actually, and 1 rem is 16 pixels. So a pattern of 4, and we're gonna do a BG of till 300, and that should be it. So now we got our background. Now inside of this div, we're gonna have another div, and this would be like our inner container of where like all our to-dos and stuff is going to be. So for this one, we're going to give this a class name of BG slate 100, a max width of 500. So with TypeScript, you can put your own styling if you want, so you don't have to go with what they have. And I forgot what this is called. I think it's called arbitrary styling or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called, but so right now I'm going to use max width of 500 pixels, and this is how you do it. You have to put it inside the brackets. So if you want to, instead of using Tailwind defaults, you can do your own and put 500 pixels like that. So max width 500 pixels, and we're going to do a width of full, which is width 100%. We're going to do an M of auto, which is margin. And we're going to do a rounded, which is border radius, and we're going to do a rounded MD. So it's like let's see what it is. So the border radius 0.376 0.375 rem, so 6 pixels. So rounded MD. You can also do rounded LG, rounded SM for small. So we're going to do a shadow XL, which is like a box shadow, and a P of 4, which is padding. Okay, so there we go. We got our box. Nice. So this is where everything is gonna go here. All right, so I wanted to bring this down, but it's not staying down. All right, so that's that. So now let's so this is where our form is. Actually, let's go ahead to our form and let's do a RAFE. If you guys downloaded the snippet thing. It's taking so long. Like, are you kidding me? There we go. And remove that. And then inside of our app, this is where our form is gonna go. Form. And you guys can import it. I always do the auto import, so I start typing it and press enter, then auto imports. We got our form there. Okay, and what we can do is actually start styling a form now, I guess, just so we can let me move this stuff from over here, put that there. and put that there. All right, so for our form element, our form component, it's gonna be pretty simple. We have an import and all that jazz. So we're gonna have a form. Oh, not what the hell is this? What is? Oh, it's material UI. Oh, cool. That's funny. Let's see what is that? All right. So we're gonna have a form. Is it gonna auto complete? There we go. We don't need an action. Gonna get rid of that. And inside of the form, we're gonna have an input. Input is always self-closing, I think. And then underneath the input, we're gonna have a button. And inside this button, this is where we're gonna have a material UI icon. It's gonna be called add circle icon. Okay, why didn't that work? Import add circle. Add circle icon. That's what I got. Add circle icon. Actually, we can just go to material UI. Forgot this is a tutorial. Gotta show you guys how I got this icon. All right, so let's go back to icons. If it loads, and we're gonna find the add. We just type in add, and I believe I used this one, add circle, for this one. And then we're gonna go ahead and import it, copy, and import it. Okay. And now let's see how the site looks. I'm gonna refresh. So with Vite, if it's like a white background, that means we got errors. So we don't got any errors right now, which is good. So let's start styling this. So for the form, we are going to have a class name of flex, a justify between. This is all CSS, so I don't think I have to explain all of this, but basically, you know, just a flex. We're doing justify between and a BG of till 300, padding of 4. So we're gonna do a P4, a rounded LG this time. So in the first one we use rounded MD, so rounded LG, and then we're gonna do an item center. Okay. Now there we go. We got our nice little box in there, and now we got our flex, and now it's justify between. So that's why this one's all the way at the end, and this one's there. So for our input, we're gonna have a class name. Let's just keep going down. So then for our input, we're gonna have a class name. If it auto completes, a class name of width full. So that's width 100%. And then we're gonna have a text of XL and a rounded LG and a P, but instead of a number, we're gonna put our own, like a Tailwind default, we're gonna put our own value in. So it's gonna be P3 pixels. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so working our way down for the button, we're gonna have a class name of ML, margin left 2, a rounded LG, and a text gray of 800. There we go. Nice. Now we have our input there and our button there. And I think that's it for now. So now let's move on to the to-do. And before we actually do that, I want to go to the app and we need to make some state because we're gonna do some fake to-dos for now just so we can see that it's working. So what I want to do is and we also got to pass state through all of this stuff, so it's gonna be some crazy stuff. This is really technical stuff here, I'm not gonna lie. So I made a to-do list, but I put so much time into this simple little thing that you make on React that everybody can just make in like 10 minutes, but it took me a while to actually do all of this and try to figure out a bunch of this logic and everything. But so for this, I want to import use state from React, and we're gonna do a const. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen. So I'm gonna do a const to do, and we're gonna do a set to do, and this is gonna equal a use state. So we're gonna do an empty array, but for now we're gonna just put in some fake values just so we can see that they're working. So I'm gonna do a code, and then I'm gonna do a code some more, code more. And there's actually one thing I just remembered I forgot. So we actually forgot put a H1 over top of this form. So over top of the form, let's do a H1, and it's gonna be a devs to do this. All right, there we go. And then this is gonna have a class name of text 3XL. Make it bigger, and then it's gonna have a font bold and a text center. So it's gonna center it right over top of our form, and then a text gray 800 and a P of 2, pattern of 2. There we go. So now we got our title there and our input and our button. So now we got our fake to-dos here. We set the state. This is normally going to be an empty array, and we're going to use Firebase to keep track of everything. But for now, I just hard coded, just random values for now. But so that's that. And now what we got to do is underneath our form, we're going to do a UL, and we're going to map through those to-dos. So we're going to do, because it's just an array, so you can use, array methods. So we're going to do a to-do. Actually, we got to put it in brackets. Do a to-do, that map, and we're going to do to-dos. I'm going to do an index. And we're going to use that index for our key. Whenever you map anything in React, you gotta use a key. You don't have to, but you'll just get an error in the console, and we don't like errors. So we're gonna do a to-do. So that's the to-do component. So let's make sure we actually import it. See if it auto import. It didn't auto import. Great. So let's do that right quick. Let's import to-do. Oh, that's why I didn't auto import. We don't have anything on here. RAFE. And then let's go back to our. So now I should be able to just start writing it, and it should auto import after I press enter. So to do, and then there we go, components. I probably should have imported it. Let's trying to keep everything organized. All right. So that's our component, our to-do component. And here we're gonna do For the props, we're gonna do a key. Gonna do a key, and then this is just gonna be index. And we're gonna pass the to-dos. And that's it for now. And we are getting some TypeScript errors. Just ignore them. This is, man, oh my god, I don't even want to think about last night. All right, so underneath the UL, we're going to actually do a p tag. And this p tag is going to have, for now, we're just going to put you have 2 things to complete for now. But we're going to make this dynamic later. But for now, just keep that. And it's going to have a class name of just text center. All right, let's take a look at everything. There we go. We got our to do. But as you guys can see, it just says to do. You know why? Because in here, this is where we have to do our list item. Because all it is basically a UL. And we're mapping through the to-dos. So now we have to, inside of the component, this is where we're going to actually have our li. Gonna do that. Let's get rid of that, and let's do a li. And I always do a little quick record check, make sure that, you know, time is looking good and everything. My mouth is so dry, I might need to take a little break and come right back and go get some water and my glasses as well. So li, and inside of this li, let me switch that to there. All right, where's the, yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to organize this a little bit. So inside of this li, we're gonna have a div. And then inside this div, we're gonna have a p tag. And then that's it for now. So let's start styling the li. We're gonna do the class name of p pattern 2, a bg of till 300, a my of 2. So my is basically margin top and bottom. So y meaning the y axis, and then mx is left and right. So x is the x axis. That's like a tongue twister, x axis. So my of 2, a rounded of md. I think that's our first time using that. And we're going to do an uppercase. That's going to turn everything inside uppercase. And then we're going to do a shadow of small. Okay, so for our p tags, just so we can see everything working. So for our p tag, all we're going to do here is going to do a to-dos. So we are going to get an error. And that's because we have to actually destructure the prop inside the to-do. So we're going to do to-dos there. And we are going to get a TypeScript error as well. But yeah, so there we go. We got our to-dos. We passed down a state. And I'm not going to worry about the TypeScript error right now. I think I'm going to do all that at the end. But yeah, so we got that working, which is nice. And then underneath here, so underneath the p tag, we're going to have another div. And this is going to have our delete button and our check button. So for this one, we're going to have button. Complete. There we go. One button. And then inside here, and move this over some. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, okay. I thought it was messing up. So inside here, we're gonna add, let's go back to material icons, and we're gonna add a check button. check. Grab that. Make sure that's the right one. And check icon. And then we also gonna add a delete icon. And I believe that's all the icons that we're gonna need. My computer's going so slow. Like, are you kidding me? Delete icon. All right, so let's get rid of material icons. Thanks, slowing up my computer. All right, so inside of the first button, we're gonna have our check icon. And then inside of the next button, we're gonna have our delete icon. Okay, so we should be able to see everything. Let's see. Refresh. Remember, if we see white, it's an error, but we don't see white, which is good. All right, so we got the styling for the LI. Let's go ahead and style this div here. So this div is just going to take a class name of flex, a item center, and a justify between. There we go. And then we're also going to make this a flex box just so we can give some gap in between it. And this is going to be a flex and then a gap of 3. Nice gap. It actually might bring that gap down a little too much, ain't it? Guess we can keep it like that for now. And so that's that. I'm trying to think of what else we can do on this one for now. I guess I can show you guys how to fix this TypeScript error here for now, but there will be more props getting passed through. But for now, to fix this, we're going to do an interface. And then we're going to do a to-do props. And we're just going to do all the types here. So we're going to do a to-dos, and we're expected. Oh, we actually can't do this right now. No, we can't actually do. Well, I guess we can for now. We could just do a string. And then but this will change, and then we'll just do a to-do props like that, and that should get rid of the error. Nice. All right, so I guess we could just keep that for now, but there will be more props getting passed through here, and this is definitely gonna have to change. But for now, keep it like this. I'm trying to think of what we can do. We probably can start adding a logic now that I think about it. So we got our input, we got our buttons. Yeah, I think we can just head over to Firebase and start configuring Firebase and start actually getting stuff to work. But before we do that, I'm about to run downstairs, go get me a drink of water. So hopefully go take a break, guys, right quick. It's gonna be 1 second for me. I'm just gonna cut this part out, but yeah, pause the video, go take a quick break, and yeah, just go grab a drink. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Had to go get my glasses, got my water. So yeah, let's finish this up. So we want to go to Firebase and start go to Firebase, start adding a logic for our to-do list. Firebase got really good documentation, so if you guys want to check it out, you guys can. This is one way that I learned how to actually do this stuff for the sign in with Google. I got so many emails. I'm just gonna sign in with one of them. Let's do int. Let's do this one here. And I think that's the password. Nope. All right, there we go. So you sign in with Google, go to Firebase, and not that one. Oh, what happened? Go back. Firebase.google.com. Am I signed in? Not even signed in. I'm gonna go to a different browser. I guess I'm signed in on this one. I don't want to sign in on my main one because I already got one there. Firebase. Well, I mean, I guess we can go to it. Let's go to my main one. I forgot that I'm just going over what I already built. So let's go here and let's go to Firebase. And firebase.google.com. And we're gonna go to console. So you sign in, you click go to console. And let me make sure that the screen is where you guys can see now. Okay, perfect. Make sure. Nice. All right, so here's the to-do app that the one that I already made. So if this is your first time at Firebase, you shouldn't see anything there. You click add project, and I'm gonna make I'm just gonna do a to-do, the project name, and I'm not gonna enable any analytics. And this might take a little bit to do, but yeah, so this is gonna give us the ability to make a CRUD application. If you guys don't know what CRUD is, the C is for create, the R is for read, the U is for understand. I'm joking. The U is for update, and the D is for delete. So we're gonna have the ability to do that inside of our application, our to-do list app, and then Firebase will be storing all of this inside of the database as well. So all our to-dos and stuff that we add, it'll be inside the database. So in here, we're gonna click on build. We're gonna click on Firestore database. And I think I forgot a, oh wait, I think I forgot a step. We're supposed to install a database on, install Firestore on our actual thing. I think I skipped a step. Let's go back. This is why I wanted to do it inside a browser that I didn't do yet. Let's do this one. All right, let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay. And so we're gonna do Firebase. Start the whole process over. You guys get double the action. Okay, so go to console. And create project. Accept, confirm. Project is going to be called to do. Continue. No analytics, create project. So once this creates, hopefully, or maybe I jumped a little bit too early. Maybe I was supposed to install it after I created a database. I'm not sure. I forgot. Let's see. So let's see if it gives us the option to install it into our own application. So let's wait. Don't click continue yet. Okay, I guess click continue. Oh, okay. I see where we gotta go from here. So from here you click on web, and for your web you can just do anything, do to do, and you click on register app. You don't have to do Firebase hosting, and this is where you get the npm and then your API key. So here's the thing with this. This is one thing that I didn't know. At first I was trying to hide this because, you know, API keys are really something that you should put inside a .env file, but you don't need to do that with Firebase. All of this stuff can be seen by other people. It's totally fine. They can't do anything with this information here. So yeah, at first I thought, you know, I was trying to put it inside a .env file and it wasn't working. So we're going to do npm install Firebase, and we're going to go ahead and copy all of our config. Yours will be different from mine, so do not copy this one. So let's go ahead and copy yours and go to the Firebase while that one's installing. Go to Firebase TSX and we're just going to paste it in there. All right, so once that's done, let that finish up and it'll be done soon. Trying to open up stuff. All right, so I guess while that's loading, we can go back to console. And before we do that, I actually want to go to the docs. And I want to show you guys what we're going to be doing here, because it's all in the docs. It's literally all here. So you could come here and you'll go to, I believe it's Cloud Firestore, and click on maybe introduction. And right here, so you can go to read data, get data. That's what we're going to be doing as well. And down here they give you like the code. We're using version 9. Give you the code of how to do it. And I believe they got, you know, update data as well. We got a bunch of stuff in here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just copy it from my GitHub that I got open on the other monitor, instead of having to look for it, because it's somewhere in here. I know some of these are different and you actually got to change it up a little bit as well. And we're using Typescript, so a bunch of changes to this code as well. So yeah, so once yours installed, go to your Firebase TSX, and we have to import just one thing. We're going to import get Firestore, and it should come up once you have Firebase installed, and it's going to be Firebase / Firestore. And then underneath this this app, we're going to do an export const db, and then we're going to equal that to get Firestore app. And I'm guessing db stands for database. Like I said, it's all in the docs. I'm just doing what they you know, put inside the docs, but I guess db stands for database. Q, which we're going to be using as well, stands for query, and there's a bunch of other ones as well. So all right, so I think this is all we need to do in the Firebase TSX, so let's get rid of that, and let's go over to our exit out it on my other monitor actually, and I'm gonna go ahead and open up a closeout or something. Let's go back to our app.tsx. And this is where we're going to start getting some logic down. But what we can do is actually get rid of this fake stuff. And actually, before I do this, I want to... I guess we can do that after. I was going to go ahead and create the database now, the Firestore database. But I guess we can do that after. So let's get our logic down first. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a create to do, and then next one we're going to do a read to do, and then we're going to do a update to do, and then we're going to do a delete to do. So this is the CRUD. CRUD. All right, so first thing we're going to do is actually we're going to do the read first. We're going to type in the code for the read first. And for this, I'm going to use a use effect. Use effect. All right, so we're going to do a use effect. And this takes a function. And we're going to do a const q. Like I said, this is all in the docs. So const q, and we're going to do a query. So q stands for query, I'm guessing. And we do need to import all of this stuff from the Firebase Firestore. So if it doesn't auto import for you when you press enter, I'll just go back over it and show you all of my imports. We're going to import query. So once you press enter, it should import on top. So we import query, and then this takes an argument of collection. That should auto import as well. And then DB stands for database. That should auto import. If it does. If it doesn't, then I guess we can just probably import it ourselves. So DB, and then we're going to do a to-dos. All right. And then underneath here, we're going to do a const unsubscribe. If I spelled that right. On snapshot. And this should auto import as well. On snapshot, query snapshot. I spell it right. Query snapshot. So query snapshot, the arrow function, and then we're gonna do inside this. This is where we're gonna do our arrays and then push the arrays that we get from the database from Firebase. So we're going to do a const to-dos, actually do to-dos array, and this is going to equal an empty array for now. And dude, it's all of these, dude, it's gonna be so many TypeScript errors that I'm gonna have to fix. It's crazy. So we're gonna do a query snapshot. I think query snapshot should be undercase. I got it undercase on my GitHub here, but it seems to be working. So query, and then we're gonna do a for each loop. Do a doc and arrow function. And here we're gonna do the do's array dot push, and we're going to use the spread operator. Let's do that spread operator. So dot dot dot, and it's going to be dot dot data and parentheses, and then id dot dot id. All right, so we might get a bunch of errors. Actually, we don't have that many. This one, unsubscribe is assigned and never used, so that's actually easy to fix. So underneath this one, we're actually going to return. We're going to actually set to-dos actually. So we're going to set to-dos, set to do to the to-dos array. Okay, and then outside of that, we're going to return unsubscribe. Okay. All right, so we got some errors here, and we got to put the dependency array so it only fire once there. So I think this is a TypeScript error as well. Yep, it is. All right, so we can just ignore that for now. All right, so let's go ahead and since I'm already inside this, I'm gonna go ahead and npm run dev, and now what we're gonna do is try to get this to work. So this is to read the to-dos from Firebase, and we're pushing them inside of this array, to-dos array, and then we're setting our to-do to this array. So we should be able to see them inside of our app once we create our database inside Firestore. So go ahead and open our app. So everything is working. I'm pretty sure we do have some errors. Let's see. Oh, no errors. Nice. Oh, we do got an error. So cannot reach Firestore backend. Okay, so that's basically, it's no Firestore backend right now. So let's go ahead and create it. the Firestore database. And we're gonna go ahead to create database, start in test mode. Not sure what this is. You can change it. I'm just going to keep United States. It's going to take a little bit. And we got our database. So we're going to start a new collection. Going to do just to-dos for the collection ID. And for the document ID, we're going to auto generate it. So for the first field, we're going to do a text, and it's going to be a string. And we're actually going to just pass in a value now. So we're just going to do, I'm just going to do code or something. Code. And we're going to save it. Okay. And then we're going to add another document. And we're going to auto generate it. And then this one is going to be completed. Actually, hold on. Let's actually get rid of this. Let's delete that one. And actually we can go ahead and delete the collection as well. I think I just messed up. Do to-dos and delete. Let's start fresh. Okay, so start collection. We're gonna do to-dos. And we're gonna auto generate the ID. And we're gonna have a text field. It's gonna be a type string. And a value for now, just gonna be code. And then we're gonna go to add field, and then it's gonna be, next one's gonna be completed. And the type is gonna be a Boolean, and we're gonna set it to false. Okay, so there we go. So now we got our text, and our completed is false, so we can add a document. We'll go ahead and auto generate field. We're gonna do a text value for now, just gonna be code. Let's do Code Academy. Okay. Oh, you don't gotta put it in parentheses. I'm so used to writing JavaScript. Oh my god. And then for the completed, it's gonna be a Boolean, and we're gonna set it to false. Okay, so now we got 2 to-dos, and let's see if it pops up here. So it didn't. Let's see what's up. Console. Objects are not valid. React child. Okay. Okay, I see. So we have to actually, so yeah, we're not gonna see anything. I know why. My mouse is dying. Really? I just put it on a charger. All right. So we have to actually pass down some more state, I believe, to to-dos. Head over to the to-do. Let's see. Do's. Okay. So only thing we have to do actually is this. Let's go to the to-do. And all we have to do is just change this to to-do.text. And now we see it. So that's all we got to do basically. And now that this is our database, we're not hard coding this inside the code. This is all inside of our database. So this is everything in here. So just to show you guys, I'm gonna auto generate another ID for the text. It's gonna be a string. For the value, we're gonna do scrimba, and then add a field that's completed. And for the Boolean, it's gonna be false. And now we should see it pop up. So there we go. There's scrimba. Okay, so that's that. So now let's do, I don't know which one we should do now. We probably should do, I guess we can do, let's go to app. So I'm guessing we could probably do create to do or delete. Delete is pretty easy. I think it only takes a few lines of code. So let's do the delete one for now. So for delete, only thing we have to do is a const delete to do, and this is going to be an async function. Async, and we're gonna have an ID. This is Typescript, so ID is going to be a string. And arrow function, and in here we're going to await delete doc. Make sure we import it. DB, and then to-dos, and then ID. I believe that's everything we need to just delete it, but we also got to make a delete handler function. But so we're getting a, let me make sure, delete doc. So yeah, we do need to import delete doc from Firebase Firestore. So here's all of the stuff that we have to actually import. So we got to import DB from our components Firebase. So that's coming from our config file. And inside Firebase Firestore, we got to do collections doc on snapshot. We got to do delete doc. So that's what we just did. And I believe that's everything we just need now. For now. Let's see. Yeah, for now I believe that's everything we need. Delete to do. Okay. Alright. So delete to do. So now let's pass in this to our to do. So we're gonna scroll down here. Let's get rid of that. So inside of our to do component, we're going to pass in to do delete, actually delete to do. Delete to do. I'm gonna pass it in as a prop. Delete do. Okay. And now back to our to do. We're actually going to, so this is where it's going to get a little weird. So I'm about to just go ahead and fix this now. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to keep that like this for now. So what I did to fix all these errors, I actually made a types folder. Let me make sure. So inside of the src, I did a types.tss. I mean types.ts. So types.ts, and in here, this is where I just did one type. So we're gonna do a export type. This is gonna be a to do type, and this is going to equal to an object. It's going to go a text, and it's going to make it optional. So text question mark, and it's going to be a string, of course. And we're going to do completed, which is also optional. We're going to do a Boolean, and then we're going to do ID. String. All right, so there we go. That's all we need to do in that, and we don't have to be in this anymore. So just go ahead and close out the types, and then inside of our to do, we're actually going to import that that type file we just made. I'm trying to go find it to do. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and import the type we just made. So import to do type, And now, so for the to-do string, instead of it just being a string, we're actually just gonna do to-do type. And we're gonna set this back to to-do props. And we actually have to go back to our app. So we're passing down the delete to do. We're passing down this here. So let's go ahead and destructure it inside of our component. So we're gonna do a comma and we're gonna do a delete to do. So when we do this with Typescript, we also have to put it inside of our to-do props. This probably should be to-do prop types, but just keep it like this, I guess. So we're gonna do a delete to do, sorry. And this is gonna equal to a function with the ID of type string and return void. There we go with that, and that should get rid of that if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Okay, so it's never used, that's why. So now for our delete button, only thing we have to do is do an on click, and we just gotta pass it a function, and this is going to be a delete to do, and we just gotta pass it the to do's dot ID. Okay, so now when I delete this, it should work. There we go. Nice. But now we don't have anything, so I probably should have did the create first, but delete was so easy to do. So now when we go to our Firebase, we don't see anything there, so it's done. So now let's go ahead and all right, so now let's go ahead and do a create to do. This one is going to take a little bit more logic, so let's go back to our app, and we go ahead and open app on this monitor. Okay, so that's delete. We reading to do the to-dos from Firebase, from our database. So now we're going to create, and we're going to do a const create to do. I got some Typescript code there right after that, but I'll just put it in after all of this. So we're gonna do an async, and we're gonna do a function, async function, pass it the event handler, I say that right. And first thing we're gonna do is e.prevent default. I don't know why it's not auto completing. And what this does is whenever we create a new to do, it doesn't refresh the page. That's all that does. And then we're gonna do an if else statement. So we're gonna do if input, and we probably actually should make this state after this. So before I even do this, let's actually make the state of input. So keep this like this for now. We might get an error on our application, but let's just make the state first. So we're gonna do a const input, and we're gonna do a set input, and the default state is just gonna be an empty strings. All right, so we're gonna do a e.prevent default, and I'm gonna go ahead and do our if else statement. We're gonna do an input, if input triple equals to a empty string. This is gonna throw an error, and it's gonna be, give them an alert of please bro enter some task. So we're gonna do that, and then we're just gonna return. All right, so after the if statement, we're gonna await, because this is that we're still inside of async function, so we have to use await. We're gonna do add doc, which should already be, I guess, okay, it's not. So add doc, we got to make sure we import this. So we gotta add doc, and same thing as the bottom, I believe. So we're gonna do collection db comma reduce, and then right after this parenthesis, we're gonna do a comma, and then do curly brackets, and this is where we're gonna do a text input, and we gotta make sure we put a comma, and then we're gonna do completed false. Right. Okay, that's that. And then right after this this await, we're going to just basically set input to back to the default thing. So empty damn, I'm having a brain fart right now. Empty whatever that is. Fuck. So basically whenever I submit the form, the text is gonna disappear from inside. So if I write and then submit, it should disappear, but nothing's gonna happen now. So it should do that, but you see that it refreshed the page. We don't have anything. We don't have this function running now. So, but if you see, you type, you press enter, it refreshes and then delete it. So this prevent default prevents it from refreshing the page. All right, so we got all of that. So now let's go ahead, and I think now we just have to pass our create to do inside of the form. So scroll down to form, and now we just gotta pass create to do equals create to do. Okay, and we also pass it input as well. Input, and pass it to, and also pass set input. So we're passing all the state down as well to our form. So set input. Okay. All right. So let's make sure. We might get some errors there. All right. So let's go over to our form, and let me open form up on here. Form. All right. So with this one, we want to go ahead and destructure our props. So we're going to do create to do. We're going to do input. And we're also going to do set input. All right, so those are our three props that we're using. So I'm using Typescript. So what I'm going to do is go up here and do an interface. And I'm going to do form prop types. You can put this in a separate file as well, but I'm just doing it here. So so for the create to do, I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna skip that one for now because there's something that I want to show you guys. That this one right there is what took me all them hours last night to figure out. So so I'm gonna do an input of string. The input is gonna be a string. And for the set input, it's going to be a function. It's going to be input with the type of string, and it's going to return. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and connect this to our form prop types, and two of them should disappear, but the create to do, actually none of them is going to disappear because we're not using them. So okay, so for the form, we're going to do a on submit, and this one is just going to be create to do. Okay, and for the input, this is going to take multiple values. So let's get some space here. So we're gonna do an on change, and for the on change, we're gonna do a event arrow function, and then we're gonna set input to e dot target dot value. Okay, so that's that. And then for the value, we're just gonna pass it input. Okay, and that's all. That's that. Making sure, I believe this file is close to done. It's just that error right there, but let's see if this works. So let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and type in code. There we go. We see it. Let's type in hello. Type in I don't know. Type in random stuff. It works. And oh, see, look. And if you don't type in nothing, if it says enter, it says please, bro, enter some tasks. So you type in that. Type in. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, it goes off the screen. So I actually know how to fix that. And I don't even think I added that inside of the one on GitHub. I probably did, but so if you go over to app for the screen, for the parent div, the first one, we're just gonna add a overflow. Is it overflow? Overflow Y scroll. So that should take care of that. So now we can just keep adding. And it just scrolls, so we can just keep going forever. And inside our database, this is literally all getting tracked. So as you can see, completed false, all of it's completed false, and then we can delete them all. Let's keep one of them, and now we just got one, which is that one. So that's the cool part. So if I'm not mistaken, we still have one more. So we got update, and that's going to be, when we complete the to do. But before I add that in, I'm actually gonna take a drink of water. My mouth is so dry from talking. And I'm gonna show you guys how I got rid of this error here. See, it says E implicitly has any type. And also we have an error here for the create to do. So to fix that, I had to actually do a lot of research. So for that, we're going to actually up here, we're going to actually do another to do type. We're going to do cons to do type. And this is probably, means we already got it to do type. What I probably should do is actually change the name. I don't think it has to be. I'm gonna actually change his name. Let's do, wait, what did I name this one? Yep, to do type. So we already got it to do type, text string. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, but it's to get it inside here. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I think we can do it without it actually. So, but I'm just gonna go ahead and redo it. So let's do an interface, and to do type, and in here we're gonna do a text question mark, basically same thing as the other file, a string, and probably should just copy it, but whatever. I do complete it, question mark, and so it's going to be a boolean, and then we're going to do an ID, and this is going to be a string. All right, so to fix this error here, what I had to do first, I had to go up here, and for the use state, the to do, I had to put this inside like I don't know what this is called. I think this is like a HTML element thing. So to do type with an array like that. All right, so that got rid of some errors. I know that for a fact. So I'm just gonna go down and just fix all these TypeScript errors. So if you got an error, to put this there, that's gonna fix some of the errors. And to fix this error, this is the one that took me a while. So for the const create to do, I'm going to equal it to what I probably should do is actually I guess we can just keep it like this. Let's do a form event handler, and we got to import this from React. The form event handler, and then we're going to do an HTML input element. Okay, you got to make sure you close it. Okay, and then that should get rid of that. All right, so that got rid of the errors in there. And then going down, yes, gotta be gonna get rid of this stuff. So for the to-dos, we're actually going to do equal this to a type of to-do type, but we gotta make sure we put the array next to it like that. All right. And I don't know why this is doing that. So use effect argument of type unsubscribe. Oh, that's why. You gotta put the curly brackets there. So that got rid of that. And then keep moving down. So for the create to do, that's why that's happening. Let's go over to the form, and inside here we have to do a type for the create to do. So we're gonna do a create to do, and this is going to be a form event handler. Make sure it imports from React, and same thing, it's gonna be HTML input element. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the one error right here that I do not know how to fix. This is the one that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but it's still, this thing still works, but I think I might skip it. I might can figure it out, but time is really flying right now. I gotta go soon. So we did that. We got everything. Let's go ahead and do our update now. So this is going to be for updating the database, you know, with completed, not completed, and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. So for the update, this doesn't take much either. But for the update, we're going to do a const toggle complete, and this is also going to be an async function, and I'm going to do a to do with a type of to do type. Make sure we do an arrow function, and we're going to do it on a wait of update doc. Make sure we import this as well. So update doc and doc db update the to-dos and to-dos dot id, and we're gonna do complete it to-dos do dot complete it. So it's basically gonna toggle complete it. Okay, I think this is right. cannot find name to do's. I think this should just be to do, like that. All right, so now we got to pass toggle complete to our to do as well. So we got delete to do, and now we need to do toggle complete, and this is going to equal to toggle complete. All right, so there should be an error there, but we should be able to get rid of that. Let's go over to to-dos and go ahead and open up to-dos here. To-dos. Okay. So let's go ahead and import toggle complete. And go ahead and do a type for it. So toggle complete. And this is going to be a to do. With a type of to do type. And it's going to return void. Alright. There we go. So that should get. Oh, yeah, it's because it's not defined. I always fall for that. So now for the check icon. All we got to do is a on click, and we're going to do a function, and it's just going to toggle complete, and it's just going to toggle the to-dos. Oh, it's not going to toggle tornado sharp, really? So toggle the to-dos. Did I do that right? Okay. All right. So, if this works, it should. We're not going to see anything change, but we should see that the status change inside of our thing to true. So CSS false, and I'll type in. Let's do. Probably should be typing in real stuff. Code on Codecademy. So right now that is false, but whenever I click the check, it turns to true. So for that to show up inside of our app, so you know you can tell a difference, what we can do is for the p tag, we're actually gonna do a class name. So we're gonna do a class name, and inside here we're going to do a ternary operator. So we're going to do if to-dos dot completed question mark. We're going to return some styling. So it's going to be text. We're going to do gray 700, and we're going to do a cursor pointer. We're going to do a line through. Just going to put a line through the text. And we're going to do an opacity of 20. And for now, just so I can show that it works, I'm just going to do null. Oh, not null. See, I shouldn't have did that. Let's just put the regular style in. So for else is going to be just a text gray. Text gray of 700 and a cursor pointer. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete these, and let's go ahead and do code. And now it's not completed, but when we complete it, the opacity goes down, and then also it's lined through as well. So that's that. And let's see what else we can do here. So I believe that's everything on this page that we have to do. Yeah, so I think this is done there. Let's see if there's anything else. So the button works. Nice. So yeah, to do TSX is completed. form is saying that we had an error, which is that we still gotta render out this part down here. So let's go here, down here in the app. So here, all we have to do is change this to make this dynamic. So we're gonna do that, do backticks. I'm gonna say you have, instead of 2, we're gonna do a $, brackets, and then inside the brackets we're gonna do a to-do.length. Okay, so you have 4 things to complete, but it's only showing 3. Huh. You have 4 things to complete, so to-dos.length. Oh, maybe we should do to-dos dot completed dot length. Okay, that's not. To-dos dot complete. You have yeah, so on mine I have this here, the one that I made. I just have 4 things to complete. You have, I can just say you have 4. You have once it's completed, it should get rid of. I wish I can take it from the array, but so if to-do.length, let's go back to to-do and see something. I wonder why this isn't working. To-dos dot completed dot length. So it's saying property completed does not exist in to-do type. And I'm getting the error for it. All white. Okay, so let's do the to-do dot length. We'll just do something like you have 5 tasks. I guess you have 4 tasks, and I guess, you know, once you complete them, just delete them. And yeah, that's that. And we can also, I guess we can render this conditionally as well. So we can do something like this. We can do produce dot, how does it keep doing that? Length is greater than 0. And it returns that, else it returns null. I think it's got to be to do. So yeah, now I got rid of it. So if the to do's length is greater than 0, so we'll do a code, and now you got 1 task. You do code more, you got 2 tasks. And once you complete it, got it complete, and you can just go ahead and delete it. And the cool thing is once you code, the whole reason for the database is once you do that and refresh, your stuff is still there, and it's all stored inside of Firebase. So yeah, I think that's really it. You guys can style it the way you want. There's one TypeScript error here that I couldn't figure out. I'm really not sure how to fix this, but it doesn't mess with any code or anything. I don't know how long I've been recording. Hour 35 minutes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's give it a shot, I guess. So what it's saying is type form event is not assignable to type. Missing the following properties. Which is declared here. I'll type detail HTML props. Wait, what? Okay. Great to do. Let's go back to our app. Great to do. Okay, hold on. Let's I really don't know. It's not assignable to. Let's copy this and use Google. It cannot assign event type. I think I read this yesterday. So cons handle event e equals react. So this is like the old React where you gotta put React in front of everything. We have to use React form type for our form. This is exactly what I did. So let's go over to our app and try something right quick, and then, but if you guys want to leave now, you can. The thing works good. It's just that one TypeScript error. If you guys can figure it out, I just cannot figure it out. But everything works good. You know, you don't enter, you get a thing. Then you guys can style it a little bit better. I didn't really put time into really getting this thing styled, but yeah, I just want to try something out right quick. So I'm going to try this out. So form event, HTML form element, the form event handler. So instead of doing it like this, I'm going to have the E on it to there. And it says form event. So I'm going to have form event like that. Oh. Kind of like that, and I guess we got to import it, right? So form event. Okay. All of the errors on here is gone. Okay, so that's that. So maybe I just have to just change this to form event. Please work. Damn. See, when I do that now, I think I got errors in here now. Yep, create to do, assignable. Yeah, I really don't know how to fix that one error, one TypeScript error. let's go back. You know, now it's like it's work. Everything seems to be working, but it's saying that the on submit isn't. Oh, okay. Maybe I can. Let's see if this works right quick. I don't think this is gonna work, by the way, but I don't know why I even tried that. But there's something with this. A form event. Everything seems to be working. Oh, I got 6. Oh. Okay, so back to 1. So yeah, now it's saying form event handler. What is detail props? Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, so that's the one error I was talking about. But everything works fine. It's just a little TypeScript error. But if you know, you type in code, you want to code today, if you want to do some team treehouse, do that. Probably spelled that wrong. You do some code academy. You can do some free code camp. And all of this is getting tracked inside your database. And as of right now, to complete it is false. You want to go ahead and get them done. You can do, say you did code, or you did some free code camp, and then inside your database, you see completed is true. You completed those tasks, and once you complete them, you can go ahead and delete them. And inside the database, they're deleted. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys followed along. I know it's a pretty long video, but yeah, I would definitely start doing this more of me just working on some projects. I actually learned a lot from rebuilding this project. But yeah, peace out. I will see you guys tomorrow for all my day-to-day coding journey videos, and peace.